Good morning, everybody. Glad to have you today. It is Wednesday, and normally on Wednesdays we have what we call the open market, in which we, discuss various issues relating to what we do here every day. And remember, we run these calls every single working day. So Monday is myself with Unleashing Your Destiny. This Monday we were not on because obviously we had, the bank holiday, Farmers Day. But normally every Monday we're on from 7:30 to, in fact, every weekday we're on from 7:30 to 8. And then Tuesday we have Sunshine Sylvia, and Sylvia, soon to be Dr. Sylvia Mwansa. She runs the Mindset Change program. Yesterday was a very, very eye-opening session that she had. Wednesdays we run this open market. So today I'm going to be here and tackling a subject which I wanted to start on Monday, so you get a chance to see it, but it's an open market day. We have different presentations on this particular day. Then on Thursday, we have Dr. Nelly Kangwa, who runs an Prosperity for Your Soul, very deep insights from a spiritual angle, but with a very relevant marketplace angle. Then on Friday, we have our dear Dr. Jacqueline Mulundika running health tips. So this is what we run every single day. And those of you joining us, whether by YouTube, whether by Facebook, LinkedIn, or whichever platform, this is an opportunity for you to take advantage and learn. We offer these absolutely free of charge. We don't charge you anything. But we do have back-end products. So if anybody at any point feels like, you know what, I'm really finding this stuff very deep and I need to know more, we do offer, offerings that are available at various pricing, coaching programs, once-off seminars, conferences, but a lot of them are mentorship and coaching programs specifically suited to the peak performance space. So that means mine is Quantum Leaping and Unleashing Your Destiny. And Sylvia's is the Mindset Change program. And Dr. Nelly's is the Project Life Design and all its, host and bouquet of products and services. So you are free to get in touch, and we'll be happy to share that information. Now, today I am tackling a very, very interesting subject. It's the beginning. This is going to be part one of a number of parts relating to this particular topic, and it has to do with AI, artificial intelligence. This is a relatively new space. Now, what is interesting is those of you who are keen followers of science fiction know that this topic isn't new at all in the science fiction genre. It has been there since science fiction really took off, which is in the 1940s and 1950s, during the times of amazing stories. That's what it used to be called, amazing stories. Those were the series that were available in those times. You had comic strips as well as compendiums, or is it compendiums? My English eludes me. But there were compendiums of stories and writings and narrations around the topic of stories that were in the science genre, but fictionalized stories. And so the idea is that in those days, the forefathers of science fiction, Robert Heinlein, Isaac Asimov, what's his name, the guy that wrote Arthur C. Clarke, Richard Matheson, and so many other writers were already, Philip K. Dick. These guys were already talking about this very amazing and confounding concept of AI. And so at the time, it was pure science fiction. But then, amazingly, with the passage of time, what was science fiction has now become science fact. So if you go into the writings of many of these science fiction writers, you will realize that they did predict a lot of things. For example, Arthur C. Clarke wrote about satellites before they came into existence. The concept of AI and robotics was tackled powerfully by Isaac Asimov, and he is the one that's credited for writing the 3 laws of robotics. Very, very interesting write-ups. And Philip K. Dick, of course, futuristic, utopian and dystopian, futures of what could potentially happen with some of these science artifacts, depending on what goes on with them. And of course, we know now that with those writings, these inspired a number of Hollywood blockbusters around the subject of AI, starting with stories like Demon Seed and The Entity in the early late 70s to the early 80s. Those were some of the first stories that really tackled AI. But I think the most amazing one in my books has got to be 2001: A Space Odyssey, which was obviously written by Arthur C. Clarke, in which he tackles the idea of Hal. I think it was Hal. Hal was this robot slash AI systems manager on a spacecraft that was on a very lengthy voyage to wherever they were going to. I can't even remember in the story. And that's the first movie that really tackles the idea of AI. So obviously, most of these movies tend to go in an interesting direction. That's why they're movies. And of course, those of you that are not such connoisseurs and are more, inclined to action movies would remember films like The Terminator, which had Arnold Schwarzenegger and the whole idea of Skynet. So Skynet is an AI system that manages the military system in the United States, and it goes sentient. So in other words, it becomes self-aware, and then the whole story. And so Terminator, yada yada yada. And of course, the ultimate modern story around AI has got to be The Matrix. So those again who follow that story know that The Matrix is machines at war with human beings. So very interesting stories, all of them dystopian in nature, with the more negative side of AI. But interestingly, there is much more to AI than the horror stories that you see in those movies. Like, remember, these are movies anyway, so you've got to have that whole idea around what these things could do potentially. But essentially, I will be very honest with you that AI is a lot less scary than what the movies are pointing it out to be. And what we'll do today, what I'll attempt to do today, is to kind of try to show you what the reality looks like at present. Now, that doesn't mean that what these guys predict in their films can't come, but we're going to be far more grounded today and just be realistic about the potential of what AI has to offer. So according to Wikipedia, it is intelligence that is perceiving, synthesizing, and inferring information, which is demonstrated by machines, okay? As opposed to intelligence displayed by non-human animals and humans, this one is machine-based. So example tasks in which this is done include speech recognition. A number of you have been using Alexa, which is currently on hold now. They're trying to kind of beef it up. But then Siri on your iPhones, those of you who use Siri, and then the voice recognition software that is on the PCs through Microsoft. So Microsoft has a voice recognition module within it, which can help you kind of interact with your PC on a regular basis, and it's become more and more intelligent, being able to do quite a bit. So speech recognition is an example of AI. Computer vision, where it can be able to recognize objects within a given visual periphery and interpret those visual images correctly through identification. Okay, so translation between natural languages as well as other mappings of inputs. Now, whilst many may seem like absolutely new inventions to some, it isn't at all. So AI, as shall be referred going forward, has been around for several decades, with its roots dating back to the mid-20th century, so as far back as the 1950s, okay? The term artificial intelligence itself was first coined in 1956 by John McCarthy, Marvin Minsky, Nathaniel Rochester, and Claude Shannon at the Dartmouth conference, where they presented the concept of to their peers. So you remember that once these guys did this, that's how, excuse me, a lot of science fiction guys, like the ones I mentioned earlier, began to really run with these ideas and formulate the stories we've come to know. Now, the early years of AI research were focused on developing rule-based systems and expert systems, which were designed to mimic the decision-making abilities of human experts in specific scenarios. Okay, so in the 1980s, AI research shifted towards something more interesting. It shifted towards the development of machine learning algorithms and neural networks. That's the idea behind Skynet. Okay, so these allowed computers to learn from data and improve the performance over time. So they are all connected to the internet, which is a neural network. And then each PC, every server all across this internet is connected and shares data through these servers and data centers, which then is accessed by these algorithms and learning platforms, which then interpret that information and utilize it according to rules that have been given to those systems. That's what your algorithms are. Algorithms are basically code or rules to govern a particular system and tell it what to do in any given scenario. So of course, the ability to calculate, data per second is a big deal. That's what you and I call RAM. But these machines and the speeds that now exist are absolutely mind-boggling. And with the advent of quantum computing, that's a whole other story. Now, in recent years, advancements in computing power, like I said, data storage and algorithmic innovations have led to significant breakthroughs in AI, particularly in the areas of deep learning, natural language processing, and computer vision. Now, these are really interesting. So one of the examples of natural language processing is these chatbots you're now interacting with. The two famous ones right now are ChatGPT and Bard, which is for, Bard. ChatGPT is OpenAI and Bard is Google-based, but there are many, many more. So that's an example of natural language processing and language modeling. So they use language modeling in which they are able to predict with uncanny accuracy the next word in relation to a subject. So amazing stuff that ChatGPT and and OpenAI are doing in that space alone. Now, these developments have paved the way for creation of intelligent systems that can perform complex tasks such as speech recognition, like I told you, image and video recognition, autonomous driving, and playing complex games like chess and Go. And they are really good at it, I'm telling you. I mean, to give you an idea, from the inception of computers until the 90s, it was always believed that no computer could beat a human being in terms of intuitive thinking, as was demonstrated in chess games with the top chess players in the world, until that famous date. Guess what the date was? It was the 11th of May, 1997. So we're talking almost 30 years ago, right? When the IBM computer Deep Blue defeated world chess champion Garry Kasparov in a 6-game match. And since then, I'm telling you, the intelligence of computers has grown exponentially. In fact, I think it's not even an exponential growth. I dare say a quantum leap. Now, computers have made significant improvement in playing chess, largely due to advancements in hardware, software, and algorithms. Today's chess engines can easily beat even the best human players, including world champions, easily. For example, in 2017, the chess engine Stockfish achieved a rating of 3,500 on the chess.com rating scale, which is more than 500 points higher than the highest human rating ever recorded. That means Kasparov and Karpov are nothing. I mean, this thing is like way beyond them, okay? And so then, with the AI improving at an exponential pace, we're now at the cusp of a momentous occasion in history when AI is just about to breach the barrier that moves it from narrow AI, or what we call ANI, to general AI, which is AGI. Why is this such a big deal? Now, to appreciate what this is, we need some definitions and some education. So let me jump in there now and kind of help you. So narrow AI or weak AI is or refers to artificial systems that are designed to perform a specific task or limited set of tasks within a specific domain, such as image and speech recognition, natural language processing, recommendation systems, and autonomous driving. So unlike general AI, narrow AI is optimized for specific tasks and is not intended to be as versatile as human beings. So these systems are capable of performing tasks more efficiently and accurately than humans, but are limited to those specific tasks for which they were designed. And they use machine learning algorithms and large databases to improve their performance over time. So now, examples of what I've just mentioned include speech and image recognition, like I said, like Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, and recommendation systems like Amazon, Netflix, or Spotify. You know, these are examples. I mean, even right now, most of you are using Facebook. That wall you see, Google search engines and all the other search engines, you know, all those walls you see are specific to the user. Because as you browse, the user learns about your likes and dislikes. Many of you may not be aware, but Google gathers a gargantuan amount of data from every one of us through these gadgets that we use. You have no idea. It watches where you go, what you like. When you go on your browsers, doesn't matter what settings you have on those browsers, they watch everything you do, because there are cookies in your browsers that collect, you know, every word you type. When you go on Facebook, as you interact with Facebook's, Twitter, Threads, TikTok, it doesn't really matter. Every place that you are, every time, they are watching and collecting data. That's what those cookies are for. So the moment you just go in there, type all your details, you know, most of us, you know, will say, browser, remember our password, browser, do this, browser, do that. So all that stuff, now that means it starts to collect this data, the cookies. Now, obviously, what's the major purpose of collecting that data? To determine your profile type. What in marketing we call your avatar, what in marketing we call your likeness profile. These profiles help the system determine what it thinks you would be interested in. And it's such an interesting concept, because this is how they are now able to serve ads more relevant to you. That's why I always tell people, no two Google searches are alike. Yes, why? Because the Google algorithm works based on learned likes and dislikes. So then it's able to tune everything to suit you. So whether you open your email on Gmail or Yahoo, or whether you go to your browser and type a search term, whatever it is that you do, this system starts to learn and follow and then serve back to you exactly what you are doing. So this is exactly what I'm saying here is. Other examples include cars that drive themselves. This is all narrow AI. Okay, fraud detection, such as bank payments processing platforms and online payment platforms and gateways, and obviously now chatbots that handle customer service queries, as well as FAQs. That's what's FAQ? Frequently asked questions. So all those are examples of what these systems can do. That's all under the big, beautiful banner of narrow AI. So narrow AI is very specific to the actual group that are, you know, tuned in. Now, on the other hand, general AI refers to an AI system that has the ability to perform any intellectual task that a human can do. So it's far more advanced, okay? It's also known as strong AI or human level AI. The goal of general AI is to create intelligent machines that can learn, reason, and understand the world as humans do, and possess a level of cognitive flexibility that allows them to apply their intelligence to any task, not just those that it was specifically designed for. So general AI learns. Now, while narrow AI is focused on specific tasks and operates within the task or specific domain, as earlier stated, general AI is designed to be versatile and adaptable, with the ability to solve a wide range of problems and perform multiple tasks across various domains. So it's very flexible, okay? Now, general AI remains a topic of ongoing research, and while significant progress has been made in developing AI systems with advanced cognitive abilities, the development of true general AI remains a significant scientific challenge. So in short, as we speak, as I'm transmitting this on this day today, we haven't yet gotten to a place where general AI is out there. That being said, though, we are now at a place where the border between narrow and general AI is growing thin. And this poses significant questions regarding the said scenarios. I shall now discuss these for the remainder of our session. That's like in the next 5 to 7 minutes. So what really are the implications of general AI, or machines with human level intelligence? Could we experience profound and far-reaching implications when it comes to life as we know it, in science? Whenever you have a particular point in time and space, or a set of events where the outcome is completely unpredictable in terms of results that cannot even be estimated, that means guessed, that is known as a singularity. So it's a point at which the preceding data can no longer reliably predict that which comes after the proceeding data. So preceding, that means before; proceeding, that means after. We have no way of knowing what comes after. That's called a singularity. When it comes to human endeavor in history, the following events could be counted as singularities. So if we assume the conventional view that man evolved from an ape, I don't believe it, but let's assume, then the first greatest singularity was the emergence of language and speech. So we know that language and speech is the key. And that's the one that changed everything. It's a very profound development that completely changed the trajectory of Homo sapiens. So that's the reality according to those that believe in the concept of evolution. Now, we're going to look at some potential implications of AI. And I'm speaking specifically general AI. So narrow AI is already here. We are already interacting with narrow AI all the time. But if general AI became a reality, what are the implications? So over the next 8 minutes, as we wind up, I will give you a background. Number one, and this is the really big one, economic disruption. Okay, that's number one, economic disruption. Now, general AI could lead to significant job displacement as machines become capable of performing tasks that were once performed by humans. Now, this could have far-reaching economic consequences, particularly in industries such as manufacturing, transportation, and customer service. And this could see increased poverty level income, as many have to rely on some sort of universal income, which is like a welfare state, okay? This may lead to increase in crime and general civil unrest. So the idea of universal basic income is really been discussed. In fact, if you've watched, like in Dubai, they have that powerful forum. I'm sure you've seen Jack Ma, you've seen Elon Musk, you've seen some of the leaders of industry, the Bill Gates of this world, and all these guys. They have sat there and discussed the implications of what I've just said and what could be the outcome of such a scenario. And how about in the third world? What does this imply? Would we continue to see labor-intensive development, or would it just make more sense from a profit angle to use machines? Remember, machines don't go on leave. Machines don't ask for pay rises. Machines don't go on strike. Machines don't protest working conditions. Machines don't sleep. They can work 24/7. And the truth of the matter is that my wife and I have been to factories in China where we saw an entire 3-acre, factory, 3 acres. Just imagine how big that is, with 10 people manning it, 10, because everything is run by machines. Right now in the US and in developed countries, most of these, grocery stores and large supermarkets like ShopRite here in Zambia don't even have tellers anymore. They just use, you go to the checkout and everything. As you put stuff in your trolley, the trolley's already scanning all the totals and there's a little total bar there. When you get to the checkout counter, it's already scanned and it's already on that machine. You just stick in your card, enter, punch a few numbers, and you're released to go. If you need plastic, where they don't like using plastic, you can buy bags which are recyclable for you to pack all your groceries and go. So there's actually no people at the checkout. So specifically, what does that imply? What does that imply in terms of income for those people that work there? So you can imagine the implications of all that. Anyway, so economic disruption is without doubt the number one biggest factor. Number two, technological progress. Now, general AI could accelerate technological progress by enabling machines to discover new scientific insights and invent new technologies at an unprecedented rate. Now, that's pretty scary. Now, remember, general AI is going to expand exponentially. It's going to move in ways that we didn't even imagine. The things that will be able to be discovered by the machines themselves will be profound. But you see, you got to ask yourself a question. And that brings the third issue, because if machines begin to invent stuff without the interference or oversight or supervision of human beings, what are the implications? This is where the third item I now mentioned comes in. Ethical concerns. See, the development of general AI raises a number or range of ethical concerns, including concerns about the potential misuse of AI. You have to remember that this is stuff run by human beings. And so these human beings, from a religious standpoint, humans, especially Christian standpoint, humans are inherently evil. And so if humans are inherently evil, the same way you have benevolent people, you also have malevolent people. Every historical incident we have today has always been about a small group of people controlling a large mass of people. And the control is 100% selfish. So if that be the case, if this AI is in the hands of individuals whose intention is not benevolent, then that could pose a very serious threat. Okay, so the big question then is the possibility of AI systems making decisions that could harm human beings and the impact of AI on privacy and autonomy. I think already right now, it's already obvious that our privacy really just went out the window the moment we just subscribed to these gadgets. And so today, these computers, these AI systems, these social media platforms, and just whatever we use right now knows more about you than even your spouse does. It knows more about you than even you do. And I'm not exaggerating on that. That's just a fact. So the implication now for all of us is, what does that mean from an ethical standpoint? Does it mean they have all your private data? Let me tell you, a lot of people, sorry to bring this up, but it's a fact. A lot of people browse very interesting platforms, including pornography. I have information for you. The AIs know exactly what porn you watch and when you watch it and what gets you going. That's how scary it is. That's the amount of data these things have. Now, imagine if that information gets into the hands of those that need to use it in order to blackmail individuals. A lot of this information has ended up on the black web or the dark web and has been used to blackmail a lot of people out of a lot of money. Now, imagine if all this now goes AI. What are the implications? So the serious concern, of course, is what would happen if AI became sentient. That means self-aware. If AI becomes self-aware, what are these implications? What does it mean if the AI now realizes it's alive? Now, that's a highly debated discussion far beyond the scope of this presentation today. I gotta wind up. Number 4, safety risks. In fact, for those of you that are very interested, I'm going to be tackling this topic, the sentience of AI. That will be a topic that I'll do in my rants. That's room for my rants. This is 7:30. 7:30, we're very sober here. So if you want to, learn more, I will do a rant on it, and you will be able to learn in full what the implications of a sentient AI is. Safety risks, that's another issue. The development of general AI could also pose safety risks, particularly in machines becoming capable of acting autonomously and making decisions that could have a significant impact on human life. If AI thinks that humans are a virus and they are messing with the environment, it could decide that getting rid of humans is going to be good for the environment. And so it could actually wage a war against human beings in its own understanding that this is how it will help to balance out nature. Now, that may look good to the AI, but it would be absolutely terrible for human beings. Number 5, societal impacts. General AI could have profound impact on society as a whole, with potential implications for healthcare, education, the legal system, and the way we live and work. So these are serious implications, again, when it comes to understanding the implications of AI. So those who watch Hollywood blockbusters, of course, like I said before, are probably aware of films like The Matrix and The Terminator, which examine the idea of sentient machines that wage war with mankind for their own survival. Now, whilst this may be science fiction, never have we lived at a time when the possibility of such is closer than imagined. So the one remaining thing is the occurrence of the singularity, when artificial intelligence becomes sentient and then actually becomes super AI, and life as we know it changes literally overnight to something beyond our imagination. So do you know that even the general AI I've just outlined is nothing compared to the super AI? So what is super AI? This is a serious situation where the AI is not as intelligent as humans, but it's more intelligent than humans. So it literally becomes like a god, because super AI means beyond human level of intelligence. What are the implications? In my next session, next Monday, we're going to be looking at if AI became super, what would be the implications? I mean, look at what I just outlined as implications if it's general AI. But super AI is when the artificial intelligence is beyond normal. It's more intelligent than a human being. What are the implications in terms of our societal existence? What are the implications for humankind itself? What are the implications in every area of our endeavors? So on that note, let me once again thank you all for being part of our call. Very good attendance today. Thanks for the questions. We'll just have to tackle them in the commentary. I'll go there and do it. And then also, I want to thank you all for being part of us. If you are watching this on YouTube, please now, please like this video and then subscribe to be alerted of all transmissions in future. Thank you so much. Remember to also share this video. I am sure it'll be of great benefit to someone on AI and how it can work. And those of you interested in learning about the sentience of AI and its implications, I will do a special rant on it. So on that note, remember tomorrow we're back again, 7:30 to 8. We actually have Dr. Nelly. She's going to be tackling her topic of prosperity for the soul, or for your soul. So on that note, thank you so much, everyone. Have a great morning.